Hello everyone. We are reading chapter 4 of The Finger Eater, written by Dick King-Smith. We last read chapter 3 when Gudrun had poured the milk from the flask that she was carrying to the mother. She wasted the milk. I call it wasting because I think Gudrun should have run in the first place, not to wait for whatever Ulf had to say. Let's see what happens in chapter 4. Gudrun did not tell her parents of her meeting with Ulf. She simply said she had tripped, the cork had come out of the flask, and the milk had spilled. But she continued to think long and hard about the finger eater. Somehow or other, he must be made to give up his horrible habit. Then one day, Gudrun had a sudden bright idea. She was sitting outside the family tent, playing with a reindeer antler. This was the time of the year when all the reindeer, for the cows and horned as well as the bulls, shed their antlers before growing fresh ones, and they were all lying about everywhere. Hard as iron they were, and many of them were of the strange shape, for deer antlers are very large and many pointed, those of some of the bulls curving right around and down until they almost meet the antlers' faces. The single antler that Gudrun had was quite a small one, probably from a young beast, but at its tip it had an odd shape, something like a human hand. It had at its end a flat surface resembling the palm of a hand, and from this surface 5 points protruded, just like 4 fingers and a thumb, thought Gudrun, and that was when the idea hit her. This afternoon, Ulf emerged from his hole to see Gudrun approaching. Her long blonde plaid swing as she walked, her cornflower blue eyes sparkling, her right hand, much to that Rory's surprise, already outstretched in greeting. Admittedly, she was wearing a large pair of reindeer hidden gloves, but those won't save her, thought Ulf. He advanced to meet her. "Hello, Ulf," said Gudrun brightly. "I have come to say I'm sorry for throwing the milk at you. Will you shake hands and then we be friends?" Stupid girl, thought Ulf. She's asking for it. This time, I won't just have one finger. I'll have all 4. And he grabbed Gudrun's right hand and shoved it into his frog mouth and beat it hard as he could. Then Ulf's great cry of agony echoed and rang from the cycling hills as his razor-sharp teeth broke and smashed and shattered everyone. As Gudrun drew off the mangled glove that had concealed the antler, its stem thrust up the sleeve of her blouse and revealed that bony finger-pointed end that had looked so like a hand. "Hard luck, Ulf," she said. "You bit off more than you could chew." Oh, moaned Finger Eater. My teeth, my teeth. Every single one is loose in my head. Oh, it's agony. Help me, help me." "I will," said Gudrun, and she took out from the pocket of her skirt a pair of stout pliers, a useful tool with which her father was using to draw stones that had locked deep into the great splay hooves of his reindeer. "Open wide, Ulf," she said, "and I'll make you a much better troll." Then with the pliers, she pulled out the teeth of the finger eater one by one till none was left. We shall end here today and look at the description in this chapter. There are so many things we can look at. Look at the atmosphere when Ulf was thinking of how he's going to bite all the 4 fingers from Gudrun's hand. Look at Gudrun putting on and hiding whatever she hid to make sure that the wolf loses the teeth. Look at the wolf crying and asking for help for the community that has had him torture them all these years to come and help him. Look at Gudran finishing up the wolf by plucking out all the teeth that he had. Thank you very much for this episode.